Geez, Bobby, you got the game by the throat. Here's your missus with lunch.
Excuse me, which one of you is Bobby Wilson?
Here! You're wasting your time with him, mister.
I'm Bob Wilson.
You were recommended to us by Norm Lockwood. Mr. Lockwood of Native Affairs. Well, the situation is that we've been searching high and low for an Aboriginal boy to play a role.
A leading role, I may say, in a very important film which Mr. Chauvel and I are making.
What do you want me to do?
I suppose you could say it's something like a corroboree. You act out a story, and we take your picture. A moving picture, that is.
You mean like Hopalong Cassidy?
Exactly.
He's seen every Hopalong Cassidy picture about 10 times.
We're going to make something rather better than that. But first, we have to give you a test.
Okay, turn over.
Speed. Now, Bobby, concentrate. You are Marbach, a proud, savage warrior. Now, let me see it, Bobby. Let me see that pride. Right, now walk in a slow circle. Yes. Yes. Think how Marbach the warrior would carry his body. Strong, upright. You are tribal. You know only the trees, the rocks, and the rivers. You've come in from the wild to the cattle station. And there are many lubras come out to watch you. You can feel them looking at you. But you are a killer. You're a fugitive from the law. And there's the light of the devil in your eye. Cut. Bobby, your wife.
Peggy.
Peggy, come on. You come here and stand beside Bobby.
No, I can't act. It's not a test, dear. It's just a help.
Come on. No need to be nervous. There we are. There's a good girl. Now, you just kneel down there, right? There. Now, for the moment, you are Jedda, an innocent, young, pretty girl who's been brought up by the white station owners. In other words, someone who is caught between two worlds. You're attracted, mightily attracted to this handsome stranger.
Okay, turn over.
Now, you,
Speed.
Bobby, you have a powerful magic. And you weave a kind of spell over this girl. You sing her to you. Cut.
Something like that.
Australian Aboriginal history falls into two parts. 18,000 years before and 150 years after white colonial imperialism. In other words, centuries of harmony and coexistence with this harsh but fragile landscape. And then, if our smug white complacency would only admit it, a brief, agonized era of despair. This tradition of passive acceptance may soon be changing. Here at Wave Hill Station in the Northern Territory, Aboriginal stockmen of the Gurindji tribe are on strike. On strike for equal pay with their white counterparts. As though black stockmen daring to strike is not enough in itself, the strikers are gaining strong support from other black spokesmen. Among these is perhaps Australia's best-known Aborigine, one-time film and television star, Robert Tudawali.
Okay, that's enough. Harry, does it have to be imperialism? White, colonial imperialism? It's biased. It's not objective.
Since when have we been objective?
This is not journalism. This is something personal, griping.
I would have thought there was plenty to gripe about these days.
Did you hear? He's had an accident. We might have to update this with a bit of extra voiceover. If he really gets bad, you can always whiz back up there and get some extra footage.
I just whizzed down from there. I'm not going, Richard.
Harry, now for God's sake. You know the guy? You've just interviewed him? Who else can I send?
No, thanks.
Harry. Okay. What's bugging you?
The man's a mess. At Waddy Creek...
Okay, I'll tell him. Newsroom. Tudawali. He's worse.
And?
Could go either way.
I said it's a long way to come just to visit someone in hospital.
Well, it's partly professional. He also happens to be a friend.
Oh, you got some mates up here, have you? Best little spot on earth, Darwin. You can have Sydney. I've been there once. Up here in the Territory, people are real friendly, you know what I mean? Who's your mate? I might know him.
It's possible you do. Tudawali, Robert Tudawali.
Bloody Bobby Wilson. Yeah, I know him, all right. He's the bastard been stirring up trouble with them Abo stockmen.
He didn't start any trouble. He just came in as a sort of spokesman.
There's no real difference between the way we treat the white stockman and the Aborigine. You forget that we do have considerable experience with the native labour. They get the same wages, the same conditions, the same...
Same? Mr. Conroy, as representative of your English company, how do you react to claims that your managers are paying white stockmen $50, yet their black counterparts get only $10? Well,
that's untrue, completely untrue. They get part cash, but they also get part credit at the company store. You must realize that one native may have 15 relatives, and we feed them all. Clothe them, give them medical care.
I hope you realize Bobby Wilson is a very sick man. He's hardly surfaced yet.
How bad is he?
This may disappoint you, but he has a fighting chance. Well, bad news is good news for journalists, isn't it?
Well, this may disappoint you, sister, but we've been friends for a long time.
Well, if he comes around while you're with him, call for me immediately. Don't start asking him questions. Don't upset or disturb him. Who gave you permission to go into this patient's room?
Visitors might get him overexcited, sister. I don't think he should be talking to anybody until he's talked to us.
What do you want with him? It was an accident, wasn't it? How did it happen?
We're not sure. It was the night before the show. The Darwin agricultural show. There was a lot of celebrating and drinking at the Bagot Reserve. There was some sort of fight, some sort of argument.
Fight? What about? Why would he? Surely he didn't just lie there in the fire.
The alcohol level in his blood was very high.
Didn't anyone try to help him?
It was almost dawn before we were called. Of course, it may have been a stroke. He has a long history of TB, too. I don't think there's much point, Mr. Wilkins, but if you want to stay a while.
Yeah, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, to play the part of the arch-villain, in the role of Marbach, Mr. Robert Tudawali. Robert is a member of the Tiwi tribe. He was born on Melville Island, we think some 25 years ago. At the age of 10, his father moved the family from Melville to Darwin. This little native boy paddled the 50 miles of open water between the island and the mainland alone in his own canoe. Now, as you can see, in his early years, he was a crocodile and a buffalo hunter. But then he took up an even more dangerous sport. Aussie rules football. Now Robert is an actor. Both Robert and Rose took to their new profession with amazing ease. Now, we've spent 8 months filming in some quite spectacular locations. And we're going to spend the next 3 months here in Sydney in the studio. Now, if there are any questions, I'd be delighted. We'd all be delighted to answer them.
Miss Kunath and Mr. Tudawali, what's it like being Australia's first Aboriginal film stars?
I like acting in films.
What did you do before Mr. Chevelle put you in his film?
I worked for Mr. Wilson, then at the RAF base, did a bit of labouring, whatever job I could get.
I hope Mr. Chevelle's paying better money for this.
So do I. Otherwise, I'll have to give this flash suit back.
70% of Robert's salary is paid into a trust fund for Bob and his family. The rest is finger money to do with as he chooses.
Out of all the big city has to offer, Mr. Tudawali, would you know what to spend your money on?
My wife asked me to bring her back some nice dresses and a record player.
Mr. Tudawali, your wife, Peggy, why didn't she accompany you?
She hasn't been too well lately.
Tell me, Mr. Tudawali, what does roast goanna taste like?
Oh. You tell me, miss. What does roast lamb taste like?
You did very well in there. Really professional.
Thanks.
I'm sorry about your wife being sick. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
That's okay.
It's nothing serious, I hope.
TB?
Oh, hell, I'm sorry. She in hospital?
Hmm.
How long?
Doctor reckons she'll be in for about a month.
Hmm. First time in Sydney?
Yeah. Big place. Terrific.
Well, if ever you need a cook's tour, I mean a look around, I'd be only too happy to show you the sights. This is my newspaper number, and this is my home number.
Hey. You better tell me who you are.
Oh. Harry Wilkins.
Is your wife from Melville Island too?
Nah, she's Wagai. From Delisaville. About 50 miles from Darwin. They got a big mission school there.
Did you go to school, Robert?
Not for long, though. Peggy. She can read and write better than me. She's always reading books.
But you speak English very well. Want some more corned beef?
Nah, thank you.
Why'd you leave school?
My sister died at school.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did she die of?
Dunno for sure. A lot of kids got sick at school. My father reckons school killed her.
Know what he meant.
Harry? Do you and your wife have any children?
Not yet. But when I do, I want the best. Well, I mean the best I can do for them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, you're all wet.
Sorry. You're not a common sight in a Sydney pub.
Not a common sight in a Darwin pub either. Not too many of us got the right to drink up there.
Why?
Welfare Act. All blackfellas were registered, made wards of the government. Not allowed to drink, vote, and we got to be in at a certain hour each night. Shit. Protect us from ourselves. Me, I'm privileged. My name's not on the stud book.
Ah. Well, bloody cue's bent. Thought I was supposed to be teaching you.
What are you looking at, Snow White? Come on, mate, you're not playing for a sheep station.
We got another game yet. Best of 3.
Not in this pub, mate. Against the house rules. Now, take your money and move out, sport.
It's my money. Put it back.
No one's talking to you, Snow White.
Look, you heard what he said. Put it back.
Hey, mate. You are that filmmaker bloke, aren't you? Tiddy Willie.
Tudawali.
Yes, that's what I said.
Can I buy you a drink? Never bought a drink for a film actor before. You were going to give him his money back. Give him his money.
You have to try and get more than one feeling into this scene, Robert. You fight against the death chant of your elders. You think you can fight it. You think you are stronger than they. But the madness is eating into your mind, your will. We have to see this desperation, this madness.
That's pretty good, Mrs. Shep.
Thank you, Robert. I was an actress, you know. That's how I met Mr. Jodrell. In silent films. Come on, Rosie.
Well, ready? Now, remember, Robert, get in a deep breath. It's all in the breathing. If an actor has control of his breathing, he can control anything he has to do or say. Got it?
Back on set, please.
Got it. Good boy.
Mad. A little bit mad.
All right, Brian, we'll try one.
Okay, everybody, standing by. Turn over. Set, slate 784, take one.
Action!
Our men belong tribe. They point the gun at me. They sing me dead. I die soon. Manjinka say, you wrong skin for me. If you die, Manjinka happy. Maybe not sing me die. If you die, that's good.
No, you mad fella! You mad fella!
My dearest ladies and gentlemen, that is approved.
And a wrap. Well done, Mr. Jodrell. Have you got a drink? Yeah, Brian, thanks a lot, mate. Bye, Bill. Good work. The rest of the three. You too.
Didn't know what to get you.
Thanks. It's very nice. A bit flash for me, but thanks.
Bob, nice to have you back.
Glad of you to come and meet me. Where's Peggy?
She's at the gate.
Hey, Bobby. Bob, come on, Bob. Give your local paper a break, mate. Now, listen, how was it in the big smoke? It's going to be a good piggy? You and that little girl. Hey, Bob, let's get the little girl. Bob, you got a minute? Give it like a break, will you? Just for the local paper, please, mate. Good on you. Just for a cheap. Thanks. We'll just get a shot.
Right. Just stop there. That's it. That's good. Now. Yeah.
How did you find the big snake?
Oh, very good.
Bila tu mai kani. Bila tu.
Yang mana? Yang mana?
Come on, you guys, give us a push. Come on, get in behind me. Come on.
Thought you said you'd look after it.
You come out of hospital too soon.
I didn't like it. Well, anyway, you were coming home.
I missed you too, love. It was great in Sydney, but
Who'd you have down there? You must have had someone you like it too much to go without.
Peggy, come on. I only love you.
Why was it so great then? Got a lot of fuss made of you. Didn't turn your head, did it?
Bit. Geez, people can live good down there. Well, the first time I got any idea,
You want to go back?
if I get another part in the picture, I'll be there like a shot.
Would I come?
You got to get better first. Better for me. Have a few kids. Get a nice little house on the beach. Look at this place. No running water. Nowhere decent to cook. In Sydney, you gotta help me, Peg.
Oh, I can't even help myself. I thought you might go off with her. That Jedda tart, Rose Canot.
Little Rosie. She's only a kid, Peg. She got nothing to do with us. She's going back to her own people now.
But you did have her, didn't you? You'd be with her.
I didn't. It was acting.
Acting for the picture.
Oh, I'm sick of that picture. I never want to see everything's gone wrong since that lousy picture.
Peggy, that picture was the first decent thing that ever happened in our lives.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on this most auspicious occasion. The first film premiere ever to be held in Barron. And coming now, I see the film's producer, the eminent Mr. Charles Chauvel. Good evening, sir.
I'd like to take this opportunity of thanking the people of the Northern Territory who gave us so much help in the making of Jedda. I hope you like the picture.
I'm sure we shall. That was Mr. Charles Chauvel, Australia's most eminent film producer-director. Tonight we're here to preview Jedda, Australia's very first ever...
Elsa, where's Bob?
Good day, Nipper. Hello, Charcoal. You fellas just got back in time. The boss killed a fat bullock this morning. Plenty of good tucker for everyone tonight.
Hello, Billy. How's your pickaninny? Oh, I'm fine. I've got big fat flinty.
This new fella.
He come from Walla Walla tribe. Been working on Buffalo Station on Greenskin River. He wild fella. Reckon he's a good man with a horse. What's his job?
What name, this one?
Marbach.
You tell him to put on trousers.
He got no clothes.
Then find him some when you get to the station. Jedda. Jedda. Come on. I'll raise your hand.
It's going well.
Oh, well, sir, I hope so. So much depends on this.
Come inside. This is your night.
Marbach!
Fella! Take him easy, Joe. He's mad. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Careful, you fellas. Don't rush him, Joe. He'll jump.
Let it go, Marbach. Let it go.
Hey! Hey! Tawali! Tawali! Hey,
Hey!
Tawali!
Jedda! Jedda! Let it go, Marbach! Jedda! Jedda!
Tawali! Tawali!
She no good for you. She wrong skin.
Tawali! Tawali!
Listen, Marbach, listen.
Look out, buddy! Look out, Joe!
Was it our right to expect that Jedda, one of a race so mystic and so removed, should be of us in one short lifetime? The Pintaris whisper that the soul of Jedda now flies the lonely plains and mountain crags with the wild geese, and that she is happy with the great mother of the world in the dreaming time of tomorrow.
Come on, Rosie. Stand up. Take it down. Where's Robert? That's Robert.
God's sake, Bob, where have you been? Went down here where I always sit.
Thank you. Thank you. Here he is, a young man with the whole world before him.
Hey. 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 Who are you? You're a friend of Bobby's, aren't you?
I'm his cousin.
Why are the police asking questions?
You're always asking us questions.
That night, was there a fight or an argument? Were you there?
You're Harry, aren't you? All you want is a story.
What was the fight about? Look, you could help me. I don't know enough. Look, the man may die. All I need to know is how and why it happened.
Got it too big.
My fault. Come out of hospital too soon. You got it from me.
Did it anyway. Living in this dump. After people on the reserve got it. As long as you two all right.
You don't deserve this, Bobby.
It's my money, Mr. Everett.
Which is supposed to be a weekly allowance. Not given out in great dollops whenever you feel like.
Got to pay people.
I've got to keep up the payments on my bike.
1,800 quid. Is that true? That what you earn down south? It's a bloody fortune. Even for a white man, Bobby.
I did all right.
You buy a fair few cowboy shirts with 1,800 quid. You're a soft touch, that's your trouble. Never understand you.
Try.
What? The allowance from your generous friends down south is monthly. Any extra, and you need an application form. But if you're going to share it round with all and sundry...
My wife's pregnant. She's still sick. In the chest. I've got to get some medicine and stuff for her.
Just so long as you do. You don't look that good yourself.
I'm all right.
It's a beautiful baby. Oh, thank you.
Your relatives didn't earn that money. They haven't any right to it.
We do it different. Anyway, that's my problem, ain't it?
No, no. This is your problem. A sick wife and a new baby.
Bobby's a good boy, Mr. Sheriff.
I think he wants to be, Peggy. You've really spent every penny that we put aside for you?
I couldn't hold it all in just my pocket. There was too much. Mr. Chef, thanks for coming.
Well, with headlines like these, racked with TB, living in slums. I got here as soon as I could manage. We've only been back a week.
I heard they liked the film overseas.
Yes, yes, it got some favorable comment.
You going to be making any more pictures down south?
I don't know, Robert. I think Australian audiences are more interested in America than they are in their own country.
I'd like to act again.
You should, Robert. You have an extraordinary gift.
Chips Rafferty's trying to get some money together to make a film. He wanted me to act in it, but I said no.
Why not?
Mr. Shav, you know I...
She's very pretty, Peggy. What are you going to call her?
Christine Joyce, Jedda.
How nice. Thank you.
You gonna miss me? I'm gonna miss you. Won't be long. Your daddy's gonna be in another film. Dust in the Sun. I'm gonna be another bad black fella in your foot. You think your daddy's a bad black fella leaving you? My little Kalak? My little Kilawaringa? Someday, I'm gonna take you with me to Sydney. Maybe we'll live down there forever. Eh? Funny.
What?
I was thinking about the time when I was a kid. When I paddled that canoe from Melville Island. 50 miles. 50 miles of open water. I was excited. Real adventure. But I was scared too.
What, sharks?
Sharks? Nah, that's my dreaming. That's why Mr. Shav used the name. Tudawali. That's Tiwi for shark. Nah, I was scared of where I was headed.
I know what you mean. I don't know. Sometimes I hate this bloody country. This smug, self-satisfied country.
You don't mean that, do you, Harry? This the best little spot on earth, mate.
Yeah, but I don't feel at home here. Wish I did. Your people, you've got something we've lost, if we ever had it. You feel at home here. You're comfortable. You've got a spirituality that's closer to the land, a centre inside you, a stillness. I envy your people. I envy you.
That's a heap of shit, Harry.
Where's Bobby?
What do you want, Mr. Harper?
Got any money on your pickings?
No?
Now, that's a pity, Peggy. Because Bobby still owes me 85 quid.
It's not my bike. You talk to him.
That bike's been back in my shop 4 times. He hasn't paid me a penny. You just tell him that.
I'll tell him.
Unless you and I can come to an arrangement.
I'll tell him when he gets back. He's too busy being a film star.
Film star, my ass. Once a bong, always a bong.
What I got for Christine?
Hey, Marbuck, how are you? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Hey, I got a little present for us, too. 5-minute tea break. You know, Christmas drink, eh?
Hey, you, be quiet. Hey, put a sock in it, you. What, you got? Shut up.
Christine, go to your dad.
Oh, that's nice, bringing a kid into a place like this.
I asked him to.
Who was the genius who had him arrested?
Bobby was supplying liquor to a ward of the state.
Come on, Jack, 6 months. Having a Christmas drink with his cousin.
Who does not have citizenship.
Have you any idea what goes on in the real world outside your office? Well, half the country's in an uproar about it. This is the way we are seen to celebrate Christmas in this outpost of civilization. It is less than a year since Namatjira got 6 months for exactly the same offence. Don't we ever learn? I want him out of here.
In jail, you know, he's not under your jurisdiction.
The health of these people is my jurisdiction. This man has TB. He should be in hospital.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, doesn't it? You get yourself locked up. Peggy goes off, Christ only knows where. And your kid comes to me to put food into her mouth, and it doesn't matter.
I want him out of here. Today.
be?
Away.
6 weeks?
Anyway, I didn't want to take Christine in there.
No. You let Everett bring her. Why are you always running off to Elizabeth? Who you got there?
It's my home, isn't it? Why shouldn't I? You run around and do what you like. You're supposed to look after us.
I'm afraid I agree with Peggy. I don't think it's a good idea.
Best idea anyone had since Jedda.
Bob, you could be away months, neglecting Christine and Peggy with another baby on the way. I'm not sure your own health isn't up to it anyway. And all for some tin pot television series.
Tin pot? Up here. That's what's tin pot.
You gotta have it, haven't you? All the fuss, all the fame. It's not worth a brass razoo, Bob. These whiplash people will use you up, and when it's all over, you gotta come back here, try to settle down again, be just as restless as you have been since that damn Jedda.
You welfare people. You're so bloody sure of what's good for me. Sitting on my ass doing nothing.
You could get a proper job.
There are no proper jobs for us. Sweeping streets, digging roads, shoveling shit. Blackfellas' job. My proper job is down there. I'm an actor.
What if you got sick?
So Sydney hasn't got any hospitals.
We know your case here.
We know your case. When I go to hospital up here, do you know what I get? Whites get £4 a week TB allowance. Mixed blood's the same. And what do I get? I'm full bloody blackfella. So I could have TB from arsehole to breakfast time and I get nothing. Bloody nothing.
Let him go.
Chef. He taught me a lot.
Mr. Chauvel was very fond of you, Robert. I had such a lovely letter from Rose. And a photograph. Doesn't she look lovely?
She's a nun.
A novice. She looks so dignified. Don't you think? And you're making a television series. It's all starting to happen now. Too late for us. Goodbye, Robert.
Whiplash. Robert, it's crap. Shouldn't be wasting your time and your talent on stuff like that.
No other acting jobs around. I thought once I was in Sydney, well... Yeah, but when this finishes...
I should talk. I'll get myself into television journalism. Exciting new medium, blah, blah, blah. And what am I doing? Prize-winning marrows at the Sydney Agricultural Show.
Or some yank who's got a 20-foot shark.
What do you really want to do?
Something worthwhile. Tell the truth, right some wrongs. Tell people what it's really like, I don't know. What about you?
Just make it good, better for the kid.
My dreaming, the shark. Well, he is one of the strongest dreaming of all. The shark is feared by everyone in the sea. He's a loner. There's only one other dreaming that's, well, not as strong, but not scared of. That's a sea dog. Porpoise. Manunga. Well, they like each other. They're very careful of each other, too. But there's one way the shark can get the porpoise. If he take him out, away from his friends, into deeper water. You want to swim?
Whiplash, 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 whiplash. In 1851, the great Australian gold rush, the only lower gun, the only shelter wild bush. Whiplash, whiplash. How was Whiplash?
It's all right.
Did you save any money?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
You're looking pretty well. Present for Christine.
Yeah, where is she? Where's Peggy?
Any other luggage?
Makakuluarina! Kularina!
Quick! Reach out!
run around. But you go around like a madman. You know where you'll end up? Maybe the best thing is to send you back to Melville Island for a while to cool off.
I haven't been on Melville since I was a kid. I wouldn't have to talk to him even.
It's a settlement, for God's sake. It's not a jail.
Might as well be.
Well, you've been warned.
I might have been inclined to make allowances but for the testimony of your wife. She's pleaded with this court to be protected from your disgraceful behaviour. You've shown yourself to be quite incapable of managing your own affairs. Is there anything to say before I proceed with sentencing? Placed in the care of the superintendent of the snake-based settlement of Melville Island for a period of 11 months.
Come on.
Hey, Rula. Numero pokoknya ane ilawana.
Tu hari ke sini.
I wouldn't mind a year on Melville. You look fighting fit.
No booze.
The question is, Bob, can you stay in shape?
I'll be all right now. I got an offer to go touring with one of those tent shows. Boxing.
Boxing? Is that going to be good for your health?
I can take care of my health.
If you say so. I wanted to give you some advice, but only if it's welcome. In my medical experience, well, in my life experience, the world seems to be divided into two kinds of people, those who can hold their liquor and those who can't, and that goes for all races and all classes. But your people, Robert, suggest to me that really heavy, crazy, self-destructive drinking is a sign of deep frustration, of hopelessness. And when the Welfare Act is amended and all your people have got drinking rights, it can only get worse. Please, hear me out. There are other people around now, your people, trying to make things better. If you could only link up with them.
I don't know. Some blackfellas, well, they think this film star stuff. I'm a bit of a clown.
You're an actor, aren't you? You have the ability to convince them otherwise. Not even convince yourself.
What's it called, this outfit of yours?
Don't laugh. Council for Aboriginal Rights.
Oh, Denny. I spent years keeping out of the hands of councils and committees. I got enough red tape to last me a lifetime.
You can speak. You can talk to whites. You can talk to blacks. Front up to the camera.
Been a while since I fronted up to a camera. Anyway,
If it's got anything to do with politics, well, I don't
It's
want...
got nothing to do with politics. Any topical issue. Any trouble with authority.
Know about that one, for sure. Had my fair share of them.
Sorry.
Good one, Jono.
I don't think you're very welcome here, Mr. Wilson.
I've got a right to be here. We all got a right to be here.
Just because the government's given you the right to drink doesn't mean you've got the right to drink here. I said I didn't think you were very welcome.
It's the easiest money you'll ever make. Cast your eyes over these cream puffs and you'll see what I mean. What about Billy Macker here, the tiny tornado from Townsville? He's our resident heavyweight, Hank the Yank O'Grady, a man in a flag in the IQ of a fence post. And if these dregs of humanity don't make your chops drool with excitement, then let me tempt you with this. Your own brush with stardom. Ladies and gentlemen, your chance to step into the ring with a genuine movie star. Let me introduce you, that mighty warrior on stage and screen, the Melville Island marvel, Bobby Wilson. What was the name of that film you're starting, son? Now don't tell me, it rhymes with cheddar. Cheddar, cheddar, cheddar. That's right, folks. Your chance to step in the ring and flatten a big cheese. Come on, come on, come on now. Come on now. Up here, come on now. Come on.
Bob, there's a television crew arriving tomorrow. They want you to speak for them. It's important, Bob.
This tradition of passive acceptance may soon be changing. Here at Wave Hill Station in the Northern Territory, Aboriginal stockmen of the Gurindji tribe are on strike. On strike for equal pay with their white counterparts.
Mr. Conroy, as representative of your English company, how do you react to claims that managers are paying white stockmen $50, yet their black counterparts get only $10?
Well, that's untrue, completely untrue. They get part cash, but they also get part credit at the company store. You must realize that one native may have 15 relatives, and we feed them all.
How do you reckon it's going to feel getting in front of a camera again?
Pretty weird, I reckon.
You'll handle it like an old pro. What have you been doing in Darwin? What work?
Anything? Nothing. Been working for the Aboriginal Rights Council. Denny wants me to go down south. Got a letter from Actors Equity asking me to go to Sydney, talk about all this to the unions.
That's great, Robert. You're remembered. You could do a lot for your people. Say things no one else.
How's Sarah these days?
She's fine. Broke up a couple of years ago.
Me and Peggy, too. How's, Amanda?
She's 14. She'll be breaking a few hearts soon.
14. Like Christine. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Gotta do something.
She's pretty. An equity card.
1953. Bit out of date. I reckon I'm still an actor.
Harry.
How are you, Robert? This is a hell of a place for Marbuck to be.
Any water?
Enough? Anything else I can get you?
Christine.
Christine? Where is she?
Bathurst Island. Tiwi people look after her. Got to get her to school. Convent school in Sydney.
Robert, how the hell did all this happen?
Made the news, did I?
Always do, don't you?
Photo?
No, no photo. It's all Vietnam these days. Waddy Creek story's looking good. My producer says I'm coming on a bit strong, but Your God's gift to the camera, as usual.
Harry, did you come to do a story on me?
No, mate. Just to see you.
Thought there might be a story in it. You must be a big guy now. No more Yanks and 20-foot sharks, eh?
Don't talk now. Just rest.
Yank rang me once. Mr. Cheville was still alive. Wanted me to do a film. I told him I only work for Mr. Chev.
You should have taken him up. What was it?
A freaking witch doctor.
Oh, hell.
Sister! Sister!
You must go now. He won't wake before dawn. I'm sorry about before. I had no right to blame you for what happened.
Please. That's not necessary. Can I walk you somewhere?
No, I'm fine. Good night. Mr. Wilkins, Robert did speak in the ambulance on the way in. He said that it was 3 against 1, that they threw him onto the fire. He was in a lot of pain, Mr. Wilkins. He may have been delirious.
Mr. Wilkins, a few black men got drunk, had a fight. One of them landed in a campfire. I've seen it a dozen times.
No, it's too convenient.
Tudawali is becoming a thorn in the side of authority. Caught up with black activists coming out in support of the first big black strike. Somebody wanted him out of the way. It's a classic situation. Every time the Aboriginal people get a leader, the whites remove him with alcohol or money or...
You've got it all worked out, haven't you?
All right. You tell me how it happened then.
I don't know. And I don't know who does. Look, I hold no brief for Bobby Wilson. I always thought he was a cheeky bastard. There's been friction for a long time from both whites and blacks. A lot of people were jealous of the kind of opportunities he'd got. All that film star rubbish.
Getting patted on the head like a trained seal. Filling his head with white notions of individualism and self-importance.
Did you hear the one about the black fella who found a genie in a bottle? The genie says, "You got 2 wishes, master." So the black fella thinks for a moment, and he says, "I want to be a movie star and rich and famous." So the genie goes, "Poof," and turns him into Clark Gable. Then he has his second wish. He says, "I never want to work again for the rest of my life. Just want to lie around the sun, do whatever I feel like." So the genie turned him back into a black fella.
Tudawali. Come on, Shark, where are you? I want to do something for you. I want to tell people. Make them understand. Understand myself.
As though anyone in white Australia would give a damn.
They would if they knew.
They don't want to know.
Robert? Robert. It's all right, mate. Don't worry. I'm going to look after Christine for you. Take her to Sydney to that school, remember?
Robert? You're not gonna take her.
I'll get the doctor.
You're not gonna take her.
I just want to help you, mate.
Every bugger wants to help. She's my flesh, my spirit. What can you give her?
It's me, Harry.
Come on, fight. You fight me. Fight me. Come on, fight me. You're not going to. What do you want from me? What do you want? What do you want from me?
The strikers are gaining strong support from other black spokesmen. Among these is perhaps Australia's best-known Aborigine, one-time film and television star, Robert Tudawali.
What we want is what everyone wants. The right to a decent life. Respect. Kurinji, they say that. It's not about more money. People say I'm privileged because I was taken up by them film people. That's not a privilege. I earned that. That's all we want. Not charity. We want the right to make our own way in life. Like everyone else. Mistakes and all.
Abu